Doris Finds an Apartment is the first episode of the third season of the Doris Day Show. This is directed by Pyle. And I was a little bit nervous about this one because I knew changes were coming and I wasn't sure what to expect. But I have to say, it's an absolutely delightful episode and pretty funny. Doris is fed up of the commute from Mill Valley to today's world, so she decides to find an apartment in San Francisco. And she finds an apartment above a restaurant. And the restaurant is owned by the Palluccis, and despite the fact that they are very loud individuals, they don't necessarily want loud tenants, or at least Mr. Pallucci doesn't. And things are a little bit up in the air when they find out that Doris has two boys and a dog, and obviously Nelson is not exactly a small dog, but nevertheless, Doris moves into this apartment, and the episode is basically all about her moving in, and it just goes from chaos to chaos to chaos. It's a small apartment compared to what it was like on the farm, and there are so many people in this apartment. It's just fabulous fun. And I will give some spoilers as I mention a couple of personal highlights. So there will be spoilers from now. I was really pleased that Toby and Billy were moving with her. I don't know why, but I just assumed they wouldn't be. Well, I know why I thought that. It's because of things I know about the future of Toby and Billy in the show, but I don't want to give too much away. But I felt like they would be on the farm and this would just be somewhere she'd stay. I don't know, during the week. I don't know why I thought that, but I was relieved to find out that they're actually moving with her. However, that does mean we're not going to get a lot of Buck. I genuinely don't know if Buck is going to be in this going forward. I haven't looked and I'm scared to look, so I won't look. But the fact that this was directed by Pyle, who plays Buck, makes it a little bit okay in a way that he directed it even if he's not in it. But I hope that Buck is in it again. The apartment space looks really nice. It's not just on one floor, so we do have quite a bit of space to work with. So I'm hoping we get a good look at it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like once it's decorated. I have a feeling we know what it looks like already because this was quite cleverly edited. When Doris was looking at the empty apartment, we could see what she was imagining, what it would look like once she had her personal touches, and I assume that that's what it's going to end up looking like. And if that's the case, then it's a really nice space. I like the staircase. I really like the staircase. So I'm keen to see what happens going forward, but I'm already missing the farm. I'm already missing Buck, and I feel like things might change. However, we do have obviously Myrna and Ron Harvey were in this episode, Toby and Billy, of course, and I'm glad Nelson moved with her. One of the best moments in this episode is actually one of my favourite moments in any Doris Day Show episode, and it's when Nelson gets out of the apartment and Doris goes after him and she finds him and brings him back. And then a couple of minutes later, Ron Harvey comes into the apartment with a near identical dog. It's so funny. You have to be there. You had to see it to find it entertaining. The episode made it much more funny than I'm explaining it, but it just amused me so much. And to have two dogs on set, you can't go wrong with that. They're absolutely beautiful. And then having the two dogs on the bed at the end, I just loved it. Really thoroughly enjoyed this episode. As I said, I was worried, I was nervous. I knew there were changes coming. I know there are more changes to come. I'm not entirely sure of all of them. Some of them I know basically just based on the episode titles that I've kind of just glanced at. But for now, things are looking hopeful. I miss Buck. I hope we have opportunities to see Buck and visit Buck. But other than that, it seems like it might be business as usual, but with a different set. And I'm hopeful. Doris Finds an Apartment. Oh, that second Nelson has made my day. Doris Finds an Apartment is a very entertaining episode and one that I enjoyed so much more than I'd expected.